Hi, I'm Sucheta. Today we'll discuss about the topic Simplified Instructional Computer with Extra Equipments. In short, it is called as SICXE Machine Architecture. To describe the architecture of SICXE machine, the 7 factors are considered. The first factor is a memory. The SICXE machine will contain the memory of bytes. So 8-bit is called as byte. Any 3 consecutive byte will form a word. All addresses on SICXE is byte addresses. So memory is byte addresses means the address is given to the byte, not for the bit. So words are addressed by their location of the lowest numbered byte. So if you want to access a word, so word means it is a consecutive 3 bytes are called as word. So if you want to access any word, then we have to specify the address of the lowest byte that is present in the word. The SIC machine architecture will totally have 2 to the power 20 bytes of memory. The second factor considered is the registers. The SICXE machine architecture will provide the 9 registers and size of all registers except the F register, the size is 24 bits. The only F register is having the size 48 bits. And all the registers are having the uniquely assigned value or number. The first register is the accumulator register and it is numerically represented by the letter A. And the value of or the number of the accumulator register is 0. The accumulator registers are used for the arithmetic operations. So while performing the arithmetic operation, the one of the operand should present in the accumulator register. So after the computation, the result is stored back in the accumulator register. The second register is the X register. The number of X register is 1. The X register is called as index register. It is used for addressing purposes. So if the addressing mode is indexed addressing mode, then the target address is calculated by adding the address specified in the instruction with the index register X. The third register is the linkage register. It is represented by the letter L and the number of linkage register is 2. The instruction JSUB instruction will store the written address in linkage register. The next register is the program counter register. The number of program counter register is 8. The program counter register is used to store the address of the next instruction to be executed. The fifth register is the status word register. The number assigned for status word register is 9. The status word register will store the status information and it will be set by the set conditional code instruction. The next register is the base register and the number assigned for base register is 3. So base register is used for storing the base address. So it is used in case of base relative addressing mode. And the next register is S register having the value 4 and T register having the value 5. Both S and T registers are general working registers. The last register is F register called as floating point accumulator. The size of floating point accumulator register is a 48 bit and it is used to perform the floating point arithmetic operation. So in case of floating point arithmetic operation, the one of the operand should present in the floating point accumulator F. So after the computation, the result is stored back in the floating point accumulator register. The third factor is data formats. The SIC-XC machine will support the character, integer and floating point data formats. The characters are stored using their ASCII code in 8 bits, and the positive integers are stored using 24 bits binary format, and the negative integers are represented using 2's complement of the corresponding positive integer. The SIC the SIC-XC will support the 48-bit floating point data format, in that the first one bit is used to represent the sign of the number. If the floating point number is negative, then the first bit is set to 1, and if the number is positive, then the first bit is set to 0. So that bit is called as sign bit. It is followed by the next 11 bits are used to represent the exponent of the floating point, and the last 36 bits are used to represent the fractional part. The fourth factor is the instruction formats. The SIC-XC will support the 4 instruction formats, namely 1 byte format, 2 byte format, 3 byte format and 4 byte format. So format 1 instructions are used for implied addressing mode instructions, and format 2 addressing instruction format is used for register addressing mode instructions, and format 3 and format 4 are differentiated using the bit E in the instruction format. If E bit is set to 0, then it is called as format 3 instruction, and if E bit is set to 1, then it is called as format 4 instruction. So we will see the general syntax of format 1, format 2, format 3 and format 4 instruction. So first one is a format 1 instruction. The size of format 1 instruction is 1 byte. So only the opcode is specified in the instruction. In case of format 1, only the opcode is specified in the instruction, and the size of the opcode is 8 bit. The example for format 1 instruction is rsub, that is return to subroutine. So each opcode will have the standard fixed value. The value of rsub instruction is 4C. So it is represented using 8 bit. The 4 is represented by 0100 and C is represented by 1100. So only the opcode is specified in the instruction in case of format 1 instruction. The second one is a format 2 instruction. So length of the format 2 instruction is 2 byte. The first 8 bit is used to represent the opcode, and the next 4 bits are used to represent the first operand, and the last 4 bits are used to represent the second operand. The example for totally 2 bytes. So example for format 2 instruction is compare A, S. So it will compare the content of A register with the S register. So opcode for compare is A0. So it is represented by, A is represented by 1010 in binary, and 0 is represented by 0000. And the value content of A register here used as 0, and content of S register is 4. Next is a format 3 instruction. So length of format 3 instruction is 3 bytes. The first 6 bits are used to represent the opcode, followed by NIXBPE. So 1 bit of information, NIXIBPE, and followed by the last 12 bits are used to represent the displacement. So example for format 3 instruction is LDA #3. So means it will load the value integer 3 to the accumulator register A. The value of LDA is 00. That is represented by the only 6-bit opcode value is represented in the instruction, followed by NIXIBPE. So we will see the significant of all NIXIBPE bits later. and the 12 bits are used, last 12 bits are used to represent the displacement. The last format is the format 4 instruction, and the size of format 4 instruction is 4 bytes. So format general syntax is same as format 3, but instead of the last 12 bits are used for displacement, here in format 4 the last 20 bits are used to represent the address. The direct address of the operand is specified in the last 20 bits of format 4 instruction. The example is plus JSP RDREC. The plus JSP will have the value 4B. So all NIXI BPE values are set based on the addressing mode, and the address specified here is 1036. So 1036 is a actual address of the operand. So here jump to subroutine. So RDREC value is 1036, means it will jump to this location 1036. The next factor is the addressing mode. So SIC machine architecture will support many addressing modes. So we will see one by one. The first addressing mode is the implied addressing mode. The instructions which do not have an explicit operands are said to be in implied addressing mode. And the implied addressing modes are represented using format 1 instruction type. The example for the implied addressing mode are R sub instruction. So here only the opcode is specified in the instruction and no operands are specified. And HIO instruction. So this is also an example for implied addressing mode. So HIO means halt input output. And the second addressing mode is register to register addressing mode. So instruction which have only the register operands are said to be in the register addressing mode. So if the instruction contains only the operands in registers, then such kind of addressing mode is called as register to register addressing mode. So register to register addressing mode is represented using format 2 instruction type. So example is compare A, S. So here A and S both are the registers. A is accumulator register and S is the general working register. So both operands are a register content. So this is an example for register to register addressing mode. The next addressing mode are the relative addressing mode. There are two types: base relative addressing mode and program counter relative addressing mode. So for base relative addressing mode, in the instruction format NIXI BPE, for base relative addressing mode, the B bit is set to 1 and P bit is set to 0. And in case of program counter relative addressing mode, the B bit is set to 0 and P bit is set to 1. And in case of base relative addressing mode, the target address is calculated by adding the content of base register B with the displacement specified in the instruction. And the displacement should be in the range of 0 to 4095. And in case of program counter relative addressing mode, the target address is calculated by adding the content of PC register with the displacement specified in the instruction. Here the condition is that the displacement should be in between minus 2048 to plus 2047. So these two are the relative addressing modes. The next addressing modes are the direct addressing mode. For direct addressing mode, both the value B and P is set to 0 and E bit is set to 1. So direct addressing mode means the address of the operand is specified directly. So the format 4 instruction type is used to represent the direct addressing mode. So in that case, both B and P bit is set to 0 and E bit is set to 1. So E bit is represents the instruction is format 3 or format 4. So if E bit is set to 0, then that indicates that the instruction is format 3 instruction, and if E bit is set to 1, that represents that the instruction is format 4 instruction. The next addressing mode is indexed addressing mode. So for indexed addressing mode, the X bit is set to 1. So in the instruction format, the X bit is set to 1 means the addressing mode is indexed addressing mode. So in case of indexed addressing mode, the target address is calculated by adding the displacement with the content of a index register. Now we'll see some more addressing mode with respect to n and I bits of instruction format. So if n bit is set to 0 and I bit is set to 1 means the addressing mode is immediate addressing mode. So I stands for immediate. So whenever the addressing mode, immediate addressing mode is used, then n bit is set to 0 and I bit is set to 1. And in case of indirect addressing mode, so indirect addressing mode means the address of the operand is specified indirectly in the instruction. So in case of indirect addressing mode, the n bit is set to 1 and I bit is set to 0. And in case of simple addressing mode, either both n and I value is set to 0 or both n and I value is set to 1. So then the addressing mode is called as simple addressing mode. So this is about the addressing mode of SIC-XC machine architecture. The next factor considered is the instruction set. So compared to SIC, the SIC-XC machine will provide more instruction sets. For load and store instructions, the instructions provided are LDA, LDX, LDB, LDS. Means LDA means load to accumulator, LDX means load to index register X, and LDB means load to base register, LDS means load to general purpose register S. So similarly, the store instructions are STA, STX, STB and STS. So it will store the data to the accumulator, index register, base register and general purpose working register, that is S register respectively. So next instruction set provided are the arithmetic operation instructions. So the example for arithmetic operation instructions are add, mul, div and subtract, sub. And for floating point arithmetic operation, the instructions provided are add f, mul f, div f and sub f. And register to register arithmetic operation instructions are add r, sub r, mul r and divide r. So means it will add add r. So both the operands are specified as a register content. So register to register arithmetic operation means the operands are specified as a register content. And the next instruction provided by SIC-XC architecture is special supervisor call instruction called as SVC. And the compare instruction is COMP, that compares a value present in accumulator register with the word present in the memory. And set conditional code instruction CC to indicate the result of less than, equal and greater than. The result of less than relational operators such as less than, greater than or equal will be indicated using the set conditional code instruction. The next set of instruction is conditional jump instructions. Conditional jump instruction checks the settings of conditional code instruction and jump accordingly. So jump greater than is for this the instruction is JGT, and jump less than is JLT, and jump equal is JEQ. So all these conditional jump instruction will take the result of set conditional code and it will jump accordingly. And the last instruction set provided is the subroutine instructions J sub and R sub instruction. So J sub means jump to subroutine instruction. So before jumping to the targeted location, it will place the return address in the linkage register, and R sub instruction will return from the subroutine to the location where the subroutine is called using the content of linkage register. And the last factor used is input and output. So SICXC will support read, write, read device, write device, text device instruction. Along with that, it also provides instruction called set IO, SIO, test IO, TIO, and halt IO, HIO instructions for the operations of IO channels. So before performing input-output operation, the device has to be tested whether the device is ready to receive the data or it is ready to send the data using TD instruction. So if the result of TD instruction is less than, then the device is ready to perform IO operation, otherwise the device is busy. So once the device is ready, then it can execute either read instruction or write instruction, that is read to device or write to the device, read from device or write to the device. So whenever the IO in SICXC architecture, the IO channels are used to perform the IO operations. So while performing the IO operations, the CPU can execute the other instruction. So in case of SIC machine architecture, the SIO, TIO and HIO instructions are not provided, not supported. So while performing the IO operation, CPU keeps idle. But in case of SICXC architecture, so when IO channels are performing the IO operation, CPU is executing the other processor. This is about SICXC machine architecture. Thank you.